Hello, everyone. I trust that we're doing good, and I trust that you are doing amazingly well. All right, this is pop up class, and with Simon Matthew, and I have this brief thing to share with us. It's a pop up class, and so it is one that we can just pop up and just share with you something that has to do with life, that has to do with things generally as it concerns humanity, with the aim of helping you live life to the fullest. Opportunities always beckon on us. As a matter of fact, we live in a world and in a generation today whereby the opportunities that abound are limitless. We are faced with countless opportunities to do stuff, opportunities to get one thing or the other done. Um, Apart from that, too, we are faced with so many um, reasons to make choices, or faced with opportunities to make choices that would help us advance in life. But the truth of the matter is that it is not all choices that would advance us. As a matter of fact, some choices could serve as a clog in our wheel of progress. Apart from that, too, it is not all opportunities that would lead us to the zenith, or that will lead us to our place of bliss, or that will lead us to that um, destination that we've always desired. And so that's why I've come to you today to share with you this. I've come to you to share with you the need to learn to say no. And that's what I've come to share. Learn to say no. My name is Simon Matthew, and I'm the founder of Empowerment International. I am also the host of the show Pop Up Class. I am a coach, a smart skill coach. I'm a writer. I'm also an author of several books, and so it gives me great pleasure to be connected with you, the listener, today. Now, learn to say no. The truth of the matter is that, like I've said before, it is not all roads that will lead to your destination. It's not all opportunity that will help you, or that will lead you to your place of bliss. And so you must learn to distinguish between the opportunity that is good for you, or that is meant for you, and the one that is not meant for you. One of the arts you must learn is the art of saying no. Saying no respectfully, and also saying no respectfully, saying no affirmatively, saying no politely, saying no firmly when you need to, and also saying no convincingly. Because the truth of the matter is that, in as much as all books are good, it is not every book that would be of help or value to you. There are some books, as a matter of fact, that instead of helping you, they may end up confusing you the more. There are some books that instead of helping you become better, they may make you become worse. There are some there are some classes that you shouldn't take at all as far as life is concerned, especially if they are not in line with what you need at that time. Otherwise, you may end up getting yourself all confused. And that's the reason why you see that some people are doing so much trying to develop their capacity, trying to build capacity. But what we get at the end of the day is work overload and less productivity. Work overload and less productivity. Like I shared in on my show, Nuggets for Limitless Living with Simon Matthew, in one of the series, talking about the series on productivity, I shared that for the fact that you're very busy, does not mean that you are productive. It is possible for you to be busy and not be productive. So it is also possible for you to be doing so much about building your capacity, and yet you are not achieving so much. And so this is time for you to go back to the drawing board, evaluate the things you're doing and the opportunities that you have to politely decline, or that you have to politely exit from. You need to exit from. It is like I liken saying no like the pruning process. All right. Now, in as much as certain branches are needed for a plant to do well, not all are necessarily needed, and that is the reason why you see that sometimes the horticulture or whoever it is that is taking care of the garden or the plants would go and take off some plants. The reason why they're taking off those plants is so that the plant will be able to do well. In like manner also, saying no to certain opportunities, saying no to certain persons, saying no to certain choices, saying no to certain offers would save you a whole lot of trouble. It will save you some headaches. It will save you time wasting. It will save you resource wastage. So my advice to you today is this: evaluate, place all the things you're doing right now before you. Have a moment, have an alone moment, and place everything you're doing before you, and ask yourself, of all of these things that I'm doing, which are very, very important to my life? Which are very important to my life? The ones that are not important, take them off. Politely excuse yourself from those things, because the first thing you should always consider is to consider first your need, and whatever it is that is your need should resonate with your purpose in life. So whatever developmental activity you want to take on, whatever choice you want to make, whatever partnership you want to enter, to ensure that it is something that you need for that hour. If it is not something that you need for that hour, please kindly say no to them. Kindly say no to them. Now, I want you to also understand something. Now, for the fact that this opportunity may look beautiful, truth be told, some of these opportunities are beautiful. Sometimes some of these invitation to attend those programs are lovely, fantastic. But the truth of the matter is that for some of them, the time may not be right for you to take on those opportunities. The time may not be right, because for you to do well, you should always be mindful of the time and the season. The timing plays a very, very vital role as far as your life is concerned. If you take on any opportunity, a very good opportunity that would help you, if you take it at the wrong time, it may result to failure. It may even stampede your progress. So you must be mindful of the timing. You must also be mindful of the motives of those who are presenting those opportunities to you. You must be mindful of that. Then you must also be mindful of the fact that you must always ask yourself this question: do I really need this at this time? If it is not something that you need at that time, please kindly say no. Even if it is coming from somebody that you respect so much. The truth of the matter is that we must learn to say no. Otherwise, we'll get ourselves into trouble. I'm a Christian by the grace of God. There's this story there's this story of Jesus Christ, that is the temptation on the mount. I think after Jesus fasted for some days, I think about 40 days he fasted. Then Satan came to him and asked him to turn stone to bread. And the time Satan came, he was truly hungry. He was truly hungry. Because after 40 days of fasting, come on, even if it is just one day, you know how when it is time for food, you know how you almost want to rush the food and all of that. Not talk of somebody fasting for 40 days. But guess what? Is it that Jesus does not have the power to turn the stone to bread? He has the power. He is the all-powerful. He has the power to do that. All right? He has the power to do that. But the truth of the matter is that he discerned the motive behind such a request. He discerned the motive behind such challenge. And that was why he simply declined and told the devil no. Now, imagine if he had done that, what would have happened is that he would have technically yielded and obeyed the devil. I know what that would imply. So you must be mindful. You must be mindful of certain requests that come your way. You must learn to say no to them. You're not saying no because you hate the opportunity. You're not saying no because the opportunity is bad. You're not saying no because the opportunity does not make sense. You're not saying no because you're a bad person. You're not saying no because the person presenting does not like you. You're saying no because the time for saying yes to that opportunity is not right. And if it is not right, the best answer to give it is no. Otherwise, like I said, it may become a barrier to you and not a blessing. So, ladies and gentlemen, listeners out there, learn to say no. Learn to say no. The person that you're saying no to may feel hurt, but at the long run, they would appreciate you. They truly love you that you said no to that. Once again, I want to remind you that always consider your needs first. Ensure that whatever opportunity or whatever it is that is presented to you, it is in line with what you actually need at that moment. If it's not something that you need at that moment, please simply say no. Just say no. Now that I say you should say no does not mean that it's going to be easy. That's why I say you should learn the art of saying no. Learn the art of saying no without sounding disrespectful. Learn the art of saying no without sounding harsh. Learn the art of saying no without sounding hurtful. Learn the art of saying no without sounding rude. Just say no. So until I come your way again, this is Simon and Matthew urging you, as always, to keep living the limitless life. Bye for now.